Hello, it's Fran Davidson from psychicandenergywork.com.au, and this is part 4 of my monthly observations video segment. Never quite sure how to say that, for April 2024. Part 4 always looks at the reality number in this month's numerological chart. The reality numbers in April 2025 are 33-6, and that happens every time April comes around, as well as 2161, which reduces through 10 on its way to 1. All right, if you count it down, which is what you're supposed to do in numerology. So if you go through to the website, psychicandenergywork.com.au, to the monthly observations page, you'll be able to read some more commentary about the chart at reality number level for this month on a collective level. Now, of course, that doesn't involve your numerology, you specifically. So if you're bursting with questions, or if life's giving you a bit of a hard time, or you just want to even know more, get in contact. My details are on the contact page on the website. All right, so let's just double back a bit. This video is a quickie about this month's reality numbers. And as I say on the website, both of the reality numbers this month are master numbers. Now, I'll use that term a lot. Sometimes I'll sort of explain it, but I really want to focus in on it because master number phases tend to be loaded with more invisible stuff. Invisible can just mean the realm of thoughts and feelings. Yeah, invisible can also mean more energetic experiences. And for some people, especially sentients, that can play through as, I know something's happening, but I can't put my finger on it. Master number periods can be periods where they almost feel, and I'll say this often, and please excuse me if it sounds a bit sort of, anti one particular culture, because it's not. It can feel a bit like a bad French film. So what do I mean by that? It can feel like a time that's almost, schizoid. It can feel a bit sort of play with the head sort of thing. It can feel like a time that's almost like, I'll use the expression do-do-do-do because that's probably the best one I've got. What am I trying to say? At the end of the day, the divine realm exists, the spiritual realm exists, and spiritual isn't just, you could say, the models or the way of life that we embrace, even though they'll all dovetail into that. Yeah, spiritual energies are very real. The world is a world of energy. And within that world, there are many, many layers, a bit like a very, very tall brick wall. Every row of bricks in that wall has a slightly different frequency. The higher you go, the lighter it gets, but also the bigger picture it gets as a perspective, as a wisdom, as a receiving of intuition. In other words, the caliber of intuitive information that is at one's disposal. Because the lower levels, and I don't mean lower as a negative word. It's not about superiority and inferiority. You versus me, black versus white. If we're doing that, we're still in the egoic realm. But at the end of the day, different energies exist. Just like, obvious, different people exist. Different presentations of selfness exist. And that doesn't just happen on a physical form or on a physical level. It also happens on an energetic. So again, the higher we go, the lighter energy feels. The lighter existence is simply because we are more connected to the bigger picture. And even if there are things still to work through, which of course there always are, or to make sense of, which of course there always are, even if that is the case, the higher we go, the bigger the perspective, or the better, the deeper, the wider the perspective we tend to access when we're asking for guidance, help, clarity, confirmation, even healing. And so the job of self is to aim as high as it possibly can, not just open up to anything. Intuition doesn't necessarily mean the channeling of spiritual vibes. Yes, that can happen in that realm, but we have to actually choose what we're receiving from to begin with. We're a bit like walking radios, so bear with me, that's a really old term, isn't it? I grew up with radios, you may not have. It's a bit like, okay, how do I do it? Okay, so we're a bit like walking televisions. Yeah, in other words, hello, there are a whole lot of channels that we can broadcast. There's a whole lot of channels we can tap into. Which one are you deciding to represent, to live amongst, to offer out as a dynamic, as a way of life, as an energy, and even as a presentation of you? The higher we go, no matter what our words for that level of energy are, and we each come with our own set of words, so you don't have to agree with mine at all, and vice versa. We will each come at it in different ways, and we each know the words for ourselves. They just resonate really well. That's the word. So if I just double back, master numbers represent the divine realm, the divine layers, divine will, put in another way, universal will. And because of that, they always present as moments that, in a sense, help us appreciate more than we know, help us stretch our understanding, assuming that we're up for embracing and working with them, of course, but they help us stretch our understanding in a way that we are able to appreciate more of what's going on, the whys, the wherefores, the whos, the whats. Not just at a very surface level, even if that is absolutely a fantastic explanation, but also on a more spiritual level. Why is that happening in my world right now? Not just in terms of A plus B equals obvious C, but also from a spiritual angle. What has triggered this for you? Where is it trying to take you as a positive end result? Not only for you, but for everybody else in the room. Because if we're talking about spiritual dynamics, they always seek the best for everybody all at the same time. Why? Because divine is infinity. The divine space, the divine creation can accommodate everybody all at once, in all their shapes and sizes, even if they're not human, even if they're not physical, even if they're not now, past, future. So what am I talking about? Why am I talking about? Because again, master numbers are powerful. Master numbers can feel very out of control as phases. We can be trucking along feeling like everything's on track and hello, we've got it together, and we can see the delivery date and how it's going to work, and yippee, life's flowing well. And then all of a sudden a master number phase can come in to either reinforce that or to actually go, you know what, human, whoa, I need you to integrate with the universe, universal will, and therefore universal energies a little bit more, so as to stretch your perspective, to make you more of the all-embracing, energetically, intuitively, physically, mentally, emotionally, and to also, therefore, help you develop on all of those levels as a physical being who can then get out there and manifest, influence, create. 33.6 can be like the barometer in a room, the temperature gauge. And so therefore a 33.6 period can see people all of a sudden needing to say things in a way that they can no longer hold it in. 33 can also be very powerful in its lessons of manifesting, or about manifesting, how we contribute to end results through our thoughts, our feelings, our invisible contributions, as well as our physical and our verbal, even attitudinal. So be aware of that, because 33.6, it is about balance. It is, you could say, one of the most powerful numbers when it comes to talking about the universal desire for balance, love, care, peace, harmony. And of course, again, that can happen on inner levels. Inside, I feel good. I'm feeling more at ease. I've just healed something, for example. It can also be out there in the world, physically being experienced, witnessed, lived. 2161 is the other reality number this month. Again, it goes through 10 on its way to 1. There are a lot of ones going off there. That doesn't mean it's bad. It just means it's time for divine self to be reaffirmed, or even just let out of the bag to the next degree. One can be a time when we're asked to deal with, shall we say, egoic self more. Yeah, whether that's more in quantity, there's more of that going on, or whether it's more in terms of the grade or the level of egoic dynamic that we're being asked to work with, understand, and come to shape, mentor, and hopefully harness and help evolve. Yeah? That can be, again, on an invisible level. Yeah, energy travels, as I mentioned in this month's observations. And so for some people, that can come through or present in the form of bodily aches and pains, or even the sense of, you know what, I just don't feel right. There's energy around me. I'm being bombarded. Those levels of experience are all energetic, not because they're not physical as well, but you see, everything starts on the energetic level. So when we really understand master numbers, and therefore when we really understand that a month's chart is presenting master numbers, and this month it's presenting us how many? 3, yeah? 2 of which have a lot of ones in them. So what that tells us is that self-development, perception stretching, attitude and position stretching, patience, stepping into and channeling the adult that we are no matter our age. In other words, objectivity, groundedness, centered being, the sort of being that can see and witness, that can observe and deduce, but isn't reactive, isn't immature, and I don't mean that as a negative word, isn't immature in its responses to what's going on. It just goes, you know what? This can happen. Why? Because again, the world is infinity. Therefore, the spectrum of possibilities is infinity. Therefore, to the degree that I'm being asked, not just me, that I'm being asked to deal with something that is over the top, out of control, doing my head in, totally unexplainable, totally unjustifiable given how hard I'm trying or how nice I'm being or whatever those words are. This is very much a month that might see us all thinking about those things or thinking those things from time to time. How we get through this is to always remember that the universe has our back. The universe plays a long-term game. It already knows where we can get to. It is already fixated on that as a come on, you can do it positioning. Of course, the universe can't always speak to us in a way that is about, you know what, I'll just give you a telephone call or send you a text message in a way that you've got that in print and you can be really solidly assured that everything's on track. Life is always on track, especially if we're just trying our best. So therefore, get out of your way. Don't allow yourself to sit in negative too long. Negative as in pessimism, lack of hope, fear, doubt, uncertainty. Even if you don't know what's going on right now, even if you've got no idea where you're going to end up, join the club. That's where a lot of us are at right now as a positive, because that place is also the beginning of more, the beginning of the world that we've yet to even understand. Embrace this month, travel well with its numerology, travel well with its dynamics. Breathe, relax, let go. Use space and time out to come back to what really energizes you, what really helps you heal, what really welcomes and makes the room for solid intuition to come in. Just doing those things mean that your path will unfold well. Take good care. All the very best to you. Please go through to the website to read about this month, which is a completely different set of observations to the ones I've just run through. And of course, revisit parts 1, 2, and 3 of the YouTube series if and as you need to. Take good care. Thank you for tuning in. Please let me know how this has come across, and I hope to speak with you soon.